This episode of Men of Prestige, of energy on suppressing feelings, they're always looking for facts, right? They're looking for data and facts. And if you have feelings, it's like fuck your feelings, right? If you're operating in this zone, there's a good chance that you've experienced some kind of heartbreak and you haven't engaged proper healing. It's necessary that you engage proper healing. It's nothing wrong with you. You're just human like the rest of us, and if you've experienced some bad experiences, naturally you want to fix that. And if you, depending on the kind of personality and temperament that you have, you may be looking to fix that using the wrong tools, using the wrong words from the wrong gurus and things like that. And what you find about those things is that they will backfire anyway. Okay, so suppressing feelings is a good sign that you've experienced heartbreak, and this is your way of trying to avoid life. But when you try to avoid life, it's like avoiding reality. We're going to be talking about 7 signs. What does heartbreak feel like for a man? What does heartbreak feel like for a man? Now, the reason why we need to cover this is because we are talking to men. That's the goal, at least for now. We're talking to men. We're concerned about men. We're talking about men's mental health and things of that nature. And a lot of things that affect that a lot of times is heartbreak. So we go through life. We have a human, emotional, basic need, love and connection. Everyone has this need. There's no way to avoid it. It's the way we're programmed. We value love and connection. We value quite a few things. We value certainty, variety, right? Growth, contribution, love and connection, and maybe one other thing. But love and connection is definitely a part of it, right? And when we go through these experiences in life, sometimes our heart is broken, right? Sometimes people that we love the most will hurt us, right? They don't necessarily do it deliberately or intentionally, but it does happen. As a matter of fact, it's going to happen more often than none. So how do you recognize if your heart is broken? Because a lot of people don't realize that their heart is broken, or they're looking for different ways to sugarcoat and those kind of things. But I'm going to give you 7 different signs, right? And if you feel like one or two or three of this one aligns with how you feel, or somebody that you love, or how they're acting out, there's probably a good chance that they're heartbroken. And but anyway, if this is really you, if you're experiencing any of these things, you're probably heartbroken, and there's going to be some need for some healing. So number 7, sobbing, blaming, and complaining. Okay, now if you're a man here, we teach you, we talk about the masculine and feminine energy. Complaining by itself, it's from the feminine energy. It's something that feminine energy does. Now, if you understand anything about the feminine and the masculine energy and the dynamics, we all have masculine and feminine energy in us. It's just that masculine is more so of a dominating energy inside of a typical man in the time and age that we live in right now. So if you're complaining, obviously you have something valid to complain about. So I'm not discounting that you do have something valid to complain about. But right there, if you're spending a lot of energy on sobbing, blaming, and complaining, there's a good chance that your heart is broken. Number 6, rage and extreme anger. Okay, if every conversation tends to lead in the direction of rage and extreme anger, you don't have to assault anyone. It could just be in the tone of your voice. And by the way, other people get to determine that. You may not feel like you're expressing rage, but if other people, 1, 2, 3 people are telling you that you're talking out of rage, or every time you talk to a young lady, she says, "Who hurt you?" There's probably a good chance that you should address that and not take an offense. I know it's hard not to take an offense, or to read that as a sign language, quote unquote sign language, shaming you, right? But if 3 or 4 people are telling you that, that's going to affect your game. You should pay attention to that. Number 5, despair and lost. That means the same thing. You know, when you feel like you're lost, you feel like you're trying to figure things out and nothing seems to be happening for you, there's a good chance that this is the root cause of this is heartbreak. Okay, Number 4, neglect self. If you find that you're not taking care of yourself, either from a personal hygienic standpoint or even mental health, like you are always busy trying to fill in the void by taking care of other people and then ignoring yourself, that's a good sign that you're probably heartbroken. It's just a place that we'll go to, sometimes a very dark place that we'll go to when we feel like nothing matters in life, especially when you feel like you don't matter, right? Number 3, suppressing feelings. Okay, anytime a young man is spending a lot of energy on suppressing feelings, they're always looking for facts, right? They're looking for data and facts. And if you have feelings, it's like fuck your feelings, right? If you're operating in this zone, there's a good chance that you've experienced some kind of heartbreak and you haven't engaged proper healing. It's necessary that you engage proper healing. It's nothing wrong with you. You're just human like the rest of us, and if you've experienced some bad experiences, naturally you want to fix that. And if you, depending on the kind of personality and temperament that you have, you may be looking to fix that using the wrong tools, using the wrong words from the wrong gurus and things like that. And what you find about those things is that they will backfire anyway. Okay, so suppressing feelings is a good sign that you've experienced heartbreak, and this is your way of trying to avoid life. But when you try to avoid life, it's like avoiding reality. You can try to avoid reality, and but you cannot avoid the consequences of avoiding reality. It will backfire. Number 2, fear and anxiety. Right? If you notice that everything you say, or people tell you that what you're saying, like, why are you afraid? What are you scared of? If everything is out, let me protect this, let me protect that, if you find yourself using analogies of, so you're saying I should just leave my car and not secure it, and you're comparing that to romantic relationships, there's a good chance that you've experienced heartbreak. And the problem is that romantic relationships are not your property. They're not a car. Another human being is not your property. In fact, what we enjoy the most about romantic relationships is that somebody chose to love us as opposed to us making them love us. So when you get into this idea that you must secure everything, you exude controlling behavior, and it backfires like everything else. There's a good chance that you've experienced heartbreak if you try to do everything from a standpoint of fear and anxiety. Number 1, definitely the number one, the last but not the least, is depression. Now, depression comes in all kind of different forms. Some people experience depression, and what they do is they go in a corner and just hide there forever, potentially forever. And some people, they try to do everything. They're trying to sugarcoat and trying to. So it depends. If that word has ever crossed your mind, I would definitely say seek counseling, seek professional therapy, because nothing good is going to come out of you operating from this place. But depression, if you ever feel like maybe you're depressed, maybe you're feeling like nothing is going good for you, and it crosses your mind every now and then, engage your pastor. Like, some people really have trouble with pastors as not being professional therapy. If that's all you can afford, you just need someone to talk to. And just the talking will go a long way. It's not about them telling you the truth. It's about the fact that they can absolutely ask a few questions, engage in a conversation, and then that can invoke some knowledge, some insights that you may really need to get on and move on to the next level.